Okay, so listen. This is by far the worst, the worst lip sync for your life since the double elimination that time. When you remember when Ruth sent those people home, this was even worse than that. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for RuPaul's Drag Race. This is season 13, episode 4. We had a guest judge of Loni Love. Loni didn't really do anything too much this time, but it just was what it was. I'm always excited to see her there because she's like a super fan. So I'm always happy for her whenever she shows up on the judging panel. So it was cool to see Loni. But anyway, let's get into this. Like I said, the elimination was just horrible. It was hard. The lip sync was cringeworthy, to say the least. Anyway, so this was the first time all the girls came together and they actually got to see each other in their whole entirety. Child, listen. They hid Elliot behind one of the little partitions. And honey, they were in there and the girls came in and they basically set him up and asked him, well, what happened and who'd y'all vote off and why? And they could talk about Elliot and carrying on. Oh, girl, I just didn't see anything from her. This, that, thing, and the other. I don't know her personality. Like this blanket stuff. And then she come walking out. It was a whole face crack. I was like, oh, Queens will do it to you every time, honey. All I could think of was, remember three-way calls back in the day? When people first got three-way on their phone, honey, this is the type of stuff that was happening. You over there running your mouth, talking stuff, honey. And then here comes a bitch saying, oh, yeah, I'm on the phone. That's what it reminded me of. I was like, that's a mess. And then Elliot was trying to talk a little stuff, honey, and had the nerve to choose Tamisha. I said, wrong answer, because Tamisha wasn't saying nothing. Baby, she tried to get a little cute with Tamisha. Tamisha says, well, wait a minute, honey. She said, just hold on now. Because we had to pick somebody. We didn't know anybody. So it could have been any one of us. And she said something to her. She told her, she said, well, girl, why didn't you just step up to go? She said, girl, because they didn't pick me. They picked you. I said, oh. How's that for a nightcap, honey? I said, oh, well, that's that. Girl, you don't want it with Miss Tamisha, honey. And Lala Ree was like, girl, listen, Miss Tamisha fights. I said, honey. So I just kind of laughed. I was like, look at Tamisha's face, hey, like she was not here for none of what she was trying to give. Anyway, so we go to Maxi Challenge. Maxi Challenge is RuPaul Mark channel. So Ru's supposed to be like opening up a channel, sort of like the Hallmark channel. And he's going to do these 3 movies. So they want to do these movie trailers. And Ru breaks them down into 3 teams. Team 1 was Denali, Elliot, Olivia, and Kimora. They did a little trailer to a movie called Misery Loves Company. Team 2 was Lala Ree, Simone, Utica, and Rose. They did a movie trailer for God Loves Flags. A total spinoff on Take the L Off, honey. God Love the Girls, honey. Anyway, so that was yeah, that was their thing. Then Team 3, the movie was called April Fool's Rush In, honey. It was got Mick, Joey J, Candy, Tamisha, and Tina. So they had 5 people in their group. I said, oh boy, y'all got a lot of people in that group, honey. So how's this going to work out? But whatever. First thing up, honey, Miss Kimora, just out of nowhere, just had this whole, she did a whole confessional saying basically that she hated Elliot's voice. I was like, well, why was that necessary? Like she pointed her out, just nasty. I said, Kimora. I knew something about her. I said, girl, I ain't seeing it for you anyway, and you doing a lot. You're doing a lot. You're coming across real nasty. See, you talk about her voice gets on your nerves, but girl, all that crying you was doing was getting on our nerves. I guess you forgot. I didn't like that. I was like, whatever, girl. And then you paint, it take you 900 years to paint. See, you got a lot of issues going on, Miss Kimora, that you don't have time to be talking about somebody's voice gets on your nerves. When you have time to tap into your nerves. The judges are already telling you we want to see more in the first week. And you got time to point out that you don't like another bitch's voice? Sorry, ma'am. I'm not impressed. Anyway, moving on. Denali, when they pick their own roles. Denali, she jumps out there wanting the lead role, and girl finds out that it had a lot to it, and she was like kind of second guessing herself. I said, everybody wants to be a star. Everybody knows that sometimes the smallest role can have the most impact. If you know a bitch that don't remember a whole lot of, if you know you're a bitch that don't remember a whole lot of lines and stuff, why would you choose that role? Whatever, girl. Anyway, moving on, honey. Miss Utica, when Rue came around the room talking to them, so that Utica is crazy, honey. She had Rue dying laughing. Do you hear me? When Rue asked her, girl, have you ever smoked weed, honey? And she was given, baby, that Rue was screaming. Do you hear me? And it was everything in her face and what she was doing. And it was so off the cuff. Child, Rue was dying. I was like, she's like, do that. Do all that. I told y'all. That Utica, honey, you got to watch her. She is just funny. Like, naturally funny. And she's just likable. She just has that it factor. So, girl, they're going to have to watch her. Rue then started calling the girls out on things they were saying. Honey, Miss Tamisha got hit, girl, because she's like, girl, you a Cher fan? And she was like, yeah. She's like, name 3 Cher songs. Well, she said, girl, don't name Believe, honey. So, she said, girl, you ain't no Cher fan, honey. She said, I am. She said, girl, tell dude, little Cher song. Snap out of it. You know, she was like, no, something else. She will say, what's the other one? Oh, yeah, whatever. It was the shit that they always do. At least she didn't say all that. Girl, she was like, okay, girl. Then she went on over to Got Mick, honey, and told her, girl, she's like, oh, yeah, girl, I have such a really good memory, girl. You know, I pride myself on it. She said, well, what was 3 of the things that she just said? That bitch couldn't even tell her. She was like, okay, girl. Rue ain't shit, honey. You ain't shit. But anyway, so they get to doing their little thing, honey. Tamisha pushed through, though, at the end. She pushed through with her little Cher thing. It was funny as hell. Kimora. She was, girl, she is. She's one note, like we thought in the beginning. She's just one note, and it's a whole dead note, honey. It's flat. And she just sucked. Her whole acting sucked. Ross was trying to direct her, and she was driving poor Ross to smoke a reefer cigarette, honey. I said, oh, Ross. It was terrible. And she had like the easiest thing. We were all rooting for you, honey. She could not get that together. She kept emphasizing the you instead of the rooting. They were like, girl, make reference to Tyra. Remember Tyra? We were all rooting for you, honey. She could not do it, honey. They asked her to say that line 52 times. She goes, we were all rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. They were like, girl, no. The emphasis is on rooting. Girl, I was like, girl, somebody hit her. Somebody just hit her. Girl, she was just terrible. Anyway, so let's go on to this Oh, it was whoa. That's what the other line was for Tamisha for Cher. Tamisha was like when Ross was director. She said, "Well, I mean, how funny can you make whoa, girl?" And then she said, "Whoa, girl, funny, just funny." Child, Miss Tamisha ain't been around all this time for no reason. She does know how to laugh at herself and act silly too. And that's what I was wondering. I was like, girl, you going to be able to break out of it? Because she'd be real serious. When the girls are all gathered around, Tamisha be sitting there like, I know the feeling, honey. You got to be an age thing. But I be looking at the pictures and like, one of these bitches is going to have to get it first, honey. And she's just looking around. And I was like, I see you, sis. But she's be watching, but no, it's there. She's a pageant girl, honey. She turn it on and turn it off. So I was like, come on, Tamisha. Anyway, so then they do Trains for Days was the runway. So your outfit had to have some type of a train. I'm going to tell you which one stuck out for me. Now, Denali, I did like hers because it was all feathers and all of this. But I'm going to say this. It was very pretty and I did like it. But Denali, girl, now I'm going to get you before Michelle gets you. Every time I see you, I don't want to see you in an ice skater's outfit. Because that's all that is. That was an ice skater's outfit. It was really, really pretty, though. But, girl, everything ain't a leotard, honey, and look like you should have on ice skates. So, I'm just going to tell you before Miss Michelle tells you, honey. But anyway, Simone, I wasn't all that crazy about it. But it was the idea of what she did that made her stand out. It was totally off the cuff. She did like this little strapless little bustier in the pants and everything. It looked like a little jumpsuit or whatever. It was really cute. But I was like, okay, so what? She had a do-rag on. And the do-rag had the train. So that was very much like a nod to dudes. It was like, and it was very much a nod to African American culture and boys, not girls. It was like this whole, it was like a gender fuck for me. And I was like, okay, I get where you were going. And it could have gone horribly wrong, but they got it. They got it. And that little quirky little thing, that's working for Miss Simone, honey. It's working for her. Because even her walk where she was pimping. I said, well, she'd be pimping around here in pumps, honey. But okay, it just works. It just works for now. For now, it works. I'm like, girl, hey, I'm here for it. Lala Ree, baby, this snakeskin outfit, nasty. Baby, she was giving me a cross between Catwoman and Grace Jones, honey, and the mask was flawless, and it had the real high-thigh boots, honey, because, you know, she's tall. She's a tall bitch. Real these high boots, honey, and garters, and it was sharp with the train on it. It was sharp. Now this right here, that's the best look I've seen Miss Lala Ree in so far, and I was here for it. And her face was banging in it. Like her eyes, it was banging. I was like, girl, yes ma'am. I liked it. And then the bottom part ripped off, honey, and it still had like tuxedo tails on it that was still dragging the ground. I was like, girl, you better do it. That's the best outfit I've seen her in thus far. I loved it. Utica came out, which didn't surprise me. She did the whole Carol Burnett Gone with the Wind with the curtain rod still in the dress thing, and it had a little train on it. It was cool. It didn't knock me out. It was Utica. It was something. I was like, girl, I could see you doing that. So that was cool. I was like, all right, girl, no problem. It's cool. It was a lot of work. It was done really, really well, though. Done really well. Whoever put that together for, girl, they're so an ass. It was done really well. Then Miss Candy. Miss Candy. Miss Candy. Miss Candy. Honey. Girl, I'm going to give you this, bitch. I live when your big ass snatches that. That big bitch's body be snatched. I said, girl, you can't breathe. I know you can't breathe, but bitch, you look good, bitch. That bitch's waist was pulled in like, honey. I said, look at her, honey. But whoever made the outfit messed her up because it was these proportions, whereas that's where the whole you have to go custom. You are a man, and our torsos are longer than a woman's torso. So whoever the designer was, he messed up there. She don't have enough room extra here, so her panty was showing, and I threw the whole thing off. Other than that, I thought the outfit was fabulous. And again, here we go with this no titty thing. Girl, now you a big girl. You ain't got to, girl, if you don't take that meat and push together and get it going on, honey. I said, girl, stop it. You didn't want to wear the breast, fine. But you could at least put, girl, I don't like that flat chest shit. But girl, her panties were showing. And that was it. But it was latex and velvet, and it was sharp. And there was some organza in there too. It was sharp. It was sharp, but the fitting was off. And I didn't like her hair too. That hair was like, that's it. You gotta watch the hair. I don't like her in blonde. It just kind of washes her out, and then she looks like an old washerwoman up in the head. But that body, that bitch's fat body, honey. I said, yes, ma'am. Come on, big girl. That body was snatched. I said, yeah, girl. I like it. Okay, so team one, when they played their commercial, girl, it was a no for me. It was boring. Um, I'm not blaming the team altogether because it was the writing. It was corny to the point where it was boring, and I found my mind just like wandering while it was going on. It just wasn't good. But Kimora was horrible. Like she was visibly the most horrible of everybody in the whole group. That group and all the other groups, just horrible. Her acting is just horrible, girl. So the proof is in the pudding, girl. We're getting there to see that literally, Miss Thing, you are just a tiny body that looks nice in clothes. And this is not a competition for coat hangers. So, girl. Anyway, team two was funny. La La Ree, the acting thing. There's some work to do, sis. And you can get there, but there's some work to do. I'm just being honest. There's some work to do. And I know it's not your wheelhouse, and I feel you. I feel you. But yeah, she got work to do. Team three was the best. They were the best. It was funny. It was funny. It really was funny. All of them did really, really well. And like I said, Tamisha was funny with that, whoa, back there being that little soothsayer, she was a little crystal ball bandit, honey. It was funny. Anyway, but Simone really did her thing. And she outshined everybody, and she won. So she got the $5,000. Then the bottoms, baby, was Denali and Kimora. Listen, so Rue gave them 100% pure love. Honey, Miss Crystal Waters, honey, don't you want it? Don't you want it? Ow! Honey, that Miss Crystal Waters, honey. So I was all here for it. You know, child, back to the middle and around again. Back to the middle, back to the... Listen, that was the first song. That was what I did. The first pageant I won, that was my talent number, was 100% pure love. It was a mix of that, but... So, that's one of them songs that always... Yeah, have a special little part for me. That's my very first pageant I won. I won to Crystal Waters, 100% pure love. But anyway, that was my talent. Anyhow, listen. This was the most horrible lip sync ever. And let me ask a question. Why do all the drag queens want to Vogue and they can't? That's like the new thing. That's the new thing. You know the drag queen dance. Everybody does it, honey. Pot de beret, and to the back, and spin, and hair flip, and go back into it. Even if you're not a dancer, you could pull that and get away with it. But you bitches can't Vogue, and you need to stop. You need to stop. Voguing is something that you can't fake till you make. You either can Vogue or you can't. And it is a specific skill set. Voguing is. You either can or you can't. You can't kind of Vogue. Oh, she could Vogue a little bit. No, bitch. You either can or you can't. Period. And a lot of times, let me tell you something. Professional dancers and gymnasts and things of that nature. Voguing is an underground street dance. The little technicalities, they're all made up. They're all made up by a specific special group of people. The flow of it, totally It, the flow of it, it's a natural thing, honey. It's not, nobody really can teach you. If you don't have it, you don't have it. Now, yes, there are some that are better than others, but you either have it or you don't. You either have it or you don't. That ain't it. That ain't it. You understand? Madonna, she can't vogue. Give a fuck. I don't give a goddamn how iconic the song is, how beautiful and iconic the video is. It's beautiful and iconic because of the people in the video that could vogue, not her. It was the children in the back. It's real nasty. It was the kids in the back, honey, that was turning it. Not Ma, honey. Ma can't vogue. To this day, she can't vogue. And the bitch can dance. She can dance. You know, I loves me some Madonna, honey. That every little thing that you say and do, I'm hung up. That video, that bitch be getting down on that butt, on that not the train, on the subway train. Getting down, doing what she do. You know, Madonna did ballet and all that. But a voguer, no ma'am. So I'm just going to tell you, I get irritated every time I see them duck walking. That ain't it. That ain't it, bitch. Just because you got a little spring in your knee and you can bounce up and down, that ain't it. So Denali, she was looking ridiculous to me because she can't vogue. And I get sick of seeing girls trying to vogue that can't vogue. It just gets on my nerves. I'm sorry. I was soapbox. Let me get off my soapbox. Boom, 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 bam it, and I'm back. Once she stopped all that, everything else was okay. Like she did good. She literally fought for her life, but she didn't even have to do all that because when I tell you, Kimora was horrible. She was horrible. I've never seen anybody that horrible. She basically gave up. She basically gave up, was pretty much watching her, and she started making excuses. I got this heavy gown on. Bitch, you know what this gives. You know what this gives. This is once in a lifetime. Bitch, you were supposed to pick that train up, put that train around your arm. See, you got to think off the cuff quick, bitch. But you're not no performer. And that's what happened to you. And it all showed up in the wash. Because anybody who actually is a performer, well, the first thing they had did, honey, they had started the beginning of the song, honey. The beginning. And they would have, when you hear the music say, girl, you would have hit the beat, honey. And you would have grabbed the train and swept the floor with it and wrapped it around your arm. And that would have been the beginning, bitch. Right there, bitch. They would have been all eyes on you. They'd have been paying attention to you. They wouldn't have been paying attention to the bitch with the feathers on because they already know the bitch with the feathers can dance. They already know it. The bitch is an ice skater. You have to do something right away to get them to pay attention to you. And I promise you, girl, if you pick that train up and stop acting like that dress was too good to tear up, that was the problem. You was still tipping around and you so worried about, fuck that dress. Fuck that dress. This is life or death, bitch. Did you hear what she said? It's time to lip sync for your life. This is a once in a lifetime. This is it, bitch. You don't shine now, you go on. Bitch. Even if you ain't willing to tear the dress up, you got to make them believe that you willing to tear the dress up. But see, me personally, bitch, I'd have tore that whole motherfucking dress up trying to stay. Ain't nothing but a dress. And bitch, you just showed us you got tons of them. Fuck that dress. Girl, I'd have picked that train up and wrapped that train around my arm, honey, and let them know this dress ain't shit. I don't give a fuck about this dress. And right then, you would have had, they would have been paying attention to you. they'd have been all eyes on you. What this bitch get ready to do? How deeply do you want to? How bad is she gonna carry right now? And trust me, I would have carried on. I would have carried on, bitch. Don't you want it? Don't you want it? Didn't you hear what the song said? 100% pure love. What you in love with? Fashion. Wrong competition. And with that, it was time for you to go home. And you were horrible. It got to a point where we forgot you were even on stage. To the point we were watching Denali just smash you. She was going on circles around you, and you became a prop. You became a prop. I was waiting on the bitch to lean on you at one point. Bye, girl. See you. But see, this is what happens. Remember in the beginning when you sit around talking about how a bitch's voice got on your nerves? Now you don't have to worry about it anymore. Anyway, you all, I will see you all next week. It was a good episode, but that was by far the worst lip sync battle that I've ever seen. Stop that fucking child. Anyway, see y'all next week. Later. This has been your shady review of RuPaul's Drag Race for episode 4, season 13. Bye, y'all.